Ladies and gentlemen, this is a very important article. Business Insider. Newly unsealed documents from the FBI raid on Mar-a-Lago put Trump in even worse legal peril, experts say. Then you read and you realize, wait a second. He declassified most of the information. It says that right here. Then it goes on to explain that, well, he could still get prosecuted for other crimes, even though he declassified most of the information, according to this article. They hinted at ways of prosecuting Trump that do not rest on whether documents he kept are classified. Wait a second, what? New legal documents were unsealed by a federal judge in the wake of the Mar-a-Lago raid. They show new details about the possible crimes the FBI was investigating with the search. Wait a second, I thought this was about classified data. Restricted data. I thought that this was about mishandling of classified data. Just like Clinton with with secret servers that found some way to transfer classified data from secure government servers onto those secret servers. Isn't that the same thing? Isn't this worse? Of course it's not worse. The whole planet, according to Comey, almost certainly infiltrated Clinton's once unencrypted private servers that even President Obama didn't know of. But there was no intent to hide anything. The article goes on to say, quote, they hinted at ways of prosecuting Trump that do not rest on whether documents he kept are classified. So why were they there? I thought they were there because Trump mishandled classified data. Are we finding out that he was right yet again? Are we finding out that yet again media tried to make false allegations against Trump, publicize those false allegations, only to find out that they were wrong yet again? He worked with the Kremlin. Oops, that didn't happen. Nobody was ever indicted or charged or prosecuted for conspiring alongside foreign intelligence officials. Never happened. Never worked with the Kremlin. Oh my goodness, he's going to go to prison because of his corruption in New York. Nope, that probe pretty much ended. Then you have his CFO that took money for his granddaughter's tuition from Trump. Oh my God, send him to The Hague. Then you have, the Georgia probe, and Lindsey Graham just testified that they're not going to get Trump on anything. He didn't pressure anyone in a criminal manner. Then you have Stormy. Then you have his tax returns, like I said, that's in New York, and tax returns didn't lead to any crime, so he didn't commit a crime. He has not committed a crime. And this is why Democrats and morally superior, highly educated, wonderful, almost always apoplectic, but always morally superior, almost always hysterical, but always highly educated liberal Democrats are desperate to get this man on something. Now, they're focused not only on classified data, but you know what? Even if he declassified the data, which he did, even if he declassified the data, there's willful retention here of national defense information, concealment or removal of government records, which is exactly what Clinton did for 4 years. Obstruction of a federal investigation. Hit subscribe to this channel, ladies and gentlemen. Hit subscribe. We're going to zoom past 200,000 subs very soon. If you want to support my work, my Patreon is below. If you want to give a super thanks, the super thanks is below. Become a member of this channel. And if you want to go to hagoodman.com, you can read my writing in The Hill, the Huffington Post, Salon, the Jerusalem Post, the Federalist, other publications. Ladies and gentlemen, they are now looking at crimes that have nothing to do with classified data. Why? Because the unsealed information, newly unsealed documents, and the unsealed affidavit that eventually he's going to get reveal that, yeah, most of what he had was declassified. If they want to take exception with classified data, he's the former president of the United States of America. So when they bring up, Trevor Noah did a thing, all of Trump's friends are in prison or have been imprisoned. For what? Paul Manafort worked with Democrats. He worked with the brother of Clinton's campaign manager, who did the same thing as Paul Manafort. They didn't go after him. They don't go after Hillary. Okay, and I want a Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump 2024. So I want that. But they didn't indict Clinton because no reasonable prosecutor would. With Democrats, James Comey gets into the mind of a hypothetical prosecutor and says no reasonable prosecutor. And there was no intent to commit a crime, even though there was intent to hide servers from even President Obama. President Obama knew about Clinton's secret servers with classified data from CNN, but of course there was no intent to hide. Even the president didn't know Hillary had servers, but there was no intent to hide. And so then Trevor Noah and others say, oh, look at all these people. Look at all these people have been indicted. The system went after these people for crimes they didn't commit. So initially the Mueller probe went after a whole bunch of people, got people indicted and sent to prison for either a month or then they were eventually pardoned, under the initial allegation that they conspired alongside foreign intelligence officials. Then they got either imprisoned for process crimes or for Manafort for buying an ostrich skin jacket 10 years ago. Nothing to do, zero to do with national security. Nothing to do with national security. Lying to Peter Strzok, which is allegedly what Michael Flynn did, which he didn't do, has nothing to do with national security. Strzok was fired, McCabe was fired, James Comey was let go and fired by Trump. So you can look at things both ways. You could say, okay, they used the Steele dossier, very corrupt top officials at the Federal Bureau of Investigation knew very well the Steele dossier was purchased by Clinton. They created a government investigation, a massive bureaucracy, a special counsel because of Comey's memos where Trump asked for loyalty. Nobody is more loyal. Nobody walks in lockstep with greater enthusiasm than Democrats. I mean, not only do you have loyalty within the Democratic Party, you have Jimmy Kimmel, Seth Meyers, Trevor Noah, Stephen Colbert, all of social media algorithms on Twitter, the entire Democratic Party. You have like all these industries, Hollywood, the music industry. You have even corporations that have gone to bat for the Democratic Party. I mean, you have you have Major League Baseball moving its All-Star game. Are you kidding me? So it's like, what does Trump have? He only has about 70 plus million people who voted for him because they want a great economy, because Trump presided over record highs in household median income and record low in poverty. We had the lowest poverty rate on record with Trump. So, and he had a great foreign policy, Doha Agreement, Abraham Accords, first president to step foot in North Korea. And so what he did was he had accomplishments. He completely, when they say, well, he does things that another Republican wouldn't do. Yes, that's why he's so popular. Liz Cheney, by the way, and Adam Kinzinger voted alongside Trump 90% of the time in Congress. Morally superior, highly educated liberal Democrat who retweets the Lincoln Project like a complete imbecile. They voted alongside Trump 90%, according to 538. And as I say this, it's reached a higher frequency, like humans can't hear it, and the morally superior liberals haven't heard what I said. Cheney and Kinzinger voted alongside Trump 90% of the time in Congress. It's called money, honey. They wanted a career after politics. So what did they do? They go, oh, the Congressional Committee. I thought he overturned democracy. Didn't do that. I thought his tax returns were the holy grail of criminality. Nope, nothing there. I thought that Stormy. No, Avenatti's in prison. I thought now the classified documents. No, according to this Business Insider article, even Lawrence Tribe says none of the, he can be indicted on crimes that have nothing to do with classified data. Oh, so he did declassify everything. Oh, so he was in contact with the Department of Justice and the Federal Bureau of Investigation for over a year. And the National Archives. The National Archives. 30 million pages President Obama took with him. 30 million pages. How do you read 30 million pages to ensure there's no classified data there? I want to know this. The National Archives should explain how many weeks, months, years it took to read 30 million pages. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe. The whole thing is nonsense. They're trying desperately to go after Trump and get him. They can't get him. Okay? They can't get him because he didn't commit a crime. Okay? He didn't commit a crime. Hunter committed numerous crimes, and then people say on the left, oh, who cares if there's kickbacks? Kickbacks are worse than anything Trump is accused of. If you have kickbacks in the United States government, you're changing U.S. policy, which we've never forced out a prosecutor in another country. It's not U.S. policy. Could you imagine other countries forcing out Robert Mueller? Would you like that, morally superior liberal Democrats? No. But Biden can force out a prosecutor and brag about it and say you're not going to get $1 billion in loan guarantees while his son is getting an email saying, how can you use your influence on the company's behalf? And even if the emails don't coincide, the relationship is stated within the email that Hunter got. And there's not just that, there's like 1 million other emails. And there's 150 suspicious financial transactions. You want to sell the country to the person giving the most money to Hunter and Hillary and Bill, and that's okay? And that's no problem? But God forbid Trump brings a box, or, Trump's words create, they've undermined democracy. There goes democracy. It's like, no. Democracy entails that Trump gets to run again. Democracy entails that you don't utilize government agencies against Trump and then complain about it and then blame the people who see what's going on. What the Washington Post and others have done is they've said, oh my God, this criticism of this lawful search at Mar-a-Lago is causing extreme viewpoints. The extreme viewpoint is the belief that the Bureau isn't politicized. That's the extreme viewpoint. When you have agents saying we'll stop Trump, and agents pleading guilty in the Durham probe special counsel to altering and falsifying evidence just to prolong FISA investigations. They have nothing on Trump. Get in your mind, wonderful, highly educated Democrat. You will never indict Trump, and if you do, you'll indict him on a crime he didn't commit. So, you'll never indict Trump because he didn't commit a crime. You haven't, Hillary and Hunter and others haven't been indicted because Democrats have immense influence within the U.S. government. You could just even look at the text messages between these government officials, and they don't go after the Democrats the way they go after Trump. Not nearly the same. So that's why they haven't been. Comey actually stated there was no intent. When was the last time anyone at the Federal Bureau of Investigation says, well, there's no intent to commit a crime? All they want to do is get people for crimes. Anyway, hit subscribe to this channel right now. Oh, apparently Trump classified everything, but now they're looking at the possibility that he just got information out there that wasn't classified, or mishandled government documents, not just classified documents. Give me your thoughts below because he actually declassified everything. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right